the same breath, it's still like, it just doesn't make sense. You're not, and then like how you said, it does not mention the car accident, and the next sentence after his death directly why it goes to the death ray. Like, come on, it's almost like it's telling you, like, oh yeah, and so we were looking for his product. No, they probably got his product, and he was probably by himself. And it's someone that worked with him. I don't know. I don't feel like his brother. It could be his brother, and it was somebody that is like somebody close to him. Where is his brother? I keep hearing his brother, but I know one of his brother, the one brother died, and like the dad was tripping, or the mom passed away, and no, yeah, the dad and the brother, and it's somebody, maybe you thought he was a brother, but like I'm telling you, somebody that worked with him set him up. They set him up in the regards for him to be able to have that interaction, but they were poisoning him first. Like, he was sick, he couldn't fight himself, he couldn't defend for himself, so it's like they manhandled him. I know that sounds crazy, but they know where it is, and they got it, and they took the blueprint. And people like Thomas Edison, the people that actually rocked with the government, because they were following. They so far up J.P. Morgan's behind, you don't know where they begin and where he ends and they begin, type thing. And so it really, really, really would make a lot of sense, especially in that time period, for them to go in, and like, you have to have an inside man, because he's not an idiot, so he's not going to pay attention. Like, yeah, and he was already sick, so I could imagine that sickness weakening the immune system. Anyway, just
83 is a pretty old age and everything, but
86 is old, but he was smart. He was fine. Like, he was up and well before that car accident. He was just, you know what I mean? So, and the car accident did supposedly deteriorate his health. I imagine they hit him on purpose.
The stories are just ridiculous, and like some of the stories that freaking they come out with will mention the car accident. Some of them will mention the fact that he was poor. Well, actually, almost all of them says he was just poor, decrepit, and couldn't take care of himself.
And that's strategic as well. That's strategic as well.
Then some of them will mention the car accident. Some of them will leave the car accident out. And then, like this one here, said that he found his body in the hotel room. And then afterwards, when I was telling you about them tearing the tower down piece by piece, they also mention in here that the Yugoslavian ambassador to the United States was a guy by the name of Kasanovic, and he was Tesla's nephew. And when he heard of Tesla passing away, he went straight to his hotel room, had a locksmith open the lock for the safe that he had, and took all of his papers. Well, it was his nephew wanting to get the stuff that belonged rightfully to him from his, dead uncle. Well, the government didn't see that way. The United States did, and they were actually considering freaking arresting Kasanovic for burglary. You know what I mean? And this was his family's rightful belongings. So that's something else that stands out to me too. Like, they actually thought of him as a spy and shit like that, because freaking he had gone in and taken that information. If that information wasn't important and he was just an old man blowing smoke, then why
it would not have got so much. It wouldn't got so much attention.
Why
it would
would
not
they
have
even
been such a concern.
arrest this man for taking his uncle's documents and shit?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was strategic, all of it. And it's just crazy because look at all his concepts that were accurate. Like, you want to talk about a little bit about the pneumology 369, how he, at one point in time, and what I heard or saw when I was listening to the documentaries, it was saying that he got to the point to where he was like seeing stuff, and having visions and hearing things, and that when he ignored them, he was unable to control them. But when he kind of fed into them, type of thing, and listened to them, he was able to understand and get information. It's just bizarre. I'm going to leave the personal out of it, but he had to quiet his mind. In order for him to quiet his mind, he would do like similar to meditation, but he had to be able to literally channel into this. And this is where he got his ideas, where he was able to develop his concepts from. And that's how it began. So I could imagine, especially with having these type of occurrences documented, because his dad was a preacher. His dad never wanted him to go. He had to beg his dad to be able to go to school for engineering. And then when he went there, he did poorly because he didn't really want to do that. But he was starting to do. I mean, he wanted to do it, but that's how he kind of suckered his dad. He got really sick, and he said, "Daddy, I'll be good, and everything will work out in my favor if you and I'll get better. I'll be healthier if you put me in this school." And so, of course, I mean, the preacher, he's like, "Yeah, okay, sure." So he had to do something in the wilderness first, and so he went, and it wasn't the wilderness, but it was like in the mountains or something like that, and he had to like a sabbatical. And then when he came back from his sabbatical, not against his word, but upholding his word, he put his son, enrolled his son in school. And like I said, he was embarrassed that he failed out, and he failed out just from not showing up and not really doing the work, even though he could do the work. He was too caught up in doing other things. Even if it was educated or intelligent things, he was not doing the things that were required or as well as expected of him. So in regards to that, that's when he started with his gambling. When he started, when he was living in the street, the city and where he went to school at, it slips my mind, but I know they ended up deporting him because he did not have proper visa, because he was no longer in school. You don't have proper citizenship, you're not allowed to be here. And that's why he was hiding, because he knew that in the beginning that would happen. That's why he wanted to stay there, because he did not want to, of course, go home. "Hey, Dad, I failed out after I begged you to let me go. I've been there before." And so that's literally how it was explained. They keep the gambling in because it's a niche on him. And like when I used to smoke weed, we used to love to talk about me smoking weed as being like the issue. Despite being the smartest person in the room, the weed is the problem. And so when I stopped smoking weed, we're still looking for problems. Hence this vehicle. It always has to be an issue. There has to be some type of issue, because there's no way that you can. I don't gamble. I will gamble, but I don't have a gambling addiction. But like when you're doing something and you're not able to be easily manipulated, easily controlled, then that's when they attempt to coerce you. That's all. Yeah, that's when they attempt to guide your life into a certain type of direction in order for them to be able to control. It's insane.
Now, I went ahead and posted the link for that article on Tesla if you want to look it over later. It has a lot more information and stuff in there. So
I'm recording a book that I'm reading on him as well, and I'm going to start posting it on mine. I'm actually finishing editing the video to put the first chapter up within the next day or two, because I've already recorded the reading. Everything that we're talking about is necessary, and I feel like some people can receive stuff a certain way better than they can others. So attempting to present it as easily, I can post a link to the book as much as possible, but I cannot make you read, and lead a horse to water cannot make you drink type thing.
Well, see, the thing is like, you got to think when it comes to DARPA. DARPA is a very, very shady organization. Like how everybody's talking about this secret government. That's what they're talking about. DARPA. And JPL is involved in it. There's a few other outfits. This is without even talking about alien conspiracies and stuff like that. Alright, this is just, talking about freaking these shady, freaking dark entities that work within our government.
I feel like it's a diversion, because like the whole government is a secret, because most people think they are part of a country. You know what I mean? So I feel like saying, "Oh no, we're not the secret government. They're the secret government," while in actuality they're just like a subcategory.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up how a lot of people, really see this stuff, because if they just take an honest look at it, like Area 51 doesn't just have to be concerned about alien conspiracy or alien. I mean, you have a freaking top secret facility in the middle of the freaking desert, and if you try to get close to it, they will shoot you. Okay, they don't fucking care that you're an American citizen. They will shoot you. You will die. I mean, it's just that's the thing. You got to comprehend that. You know, you have to comprehend that stuff because that's what they're telling you. You come near this place, we are going to shoot you. You know?
And listen, that's a lot. That's a lot of places like that. And but you can put a simple no trespassing sign on, and it can have the same effect. And living in Florida, if someone poses a threat to you, like that car over there, if I really felt like, oh my God, my life is in danger.
There ain't no threat. They're talking about you even walk onto the property. There's certain levels where on Area 51 where they'll give you a turn back, okay? But once you cross a certain threshold, you don't even have to be a threat, man. You can be a family.
You don't get one.
In the desert, okay? They'll kill every single person in that car because you crossed that threshold. Because you crossed that freaking boundary. Every person in that car can be killed.
So imagine what they're attempting to hide.
Okay. And this is without even being a threat. Any kind of thing.
Like you just maybe made the wrong turn and you attempted to go down the street. And then that's it.
Even if you didn't, you know what I mean? It's like freaking, you're not going up there with a freaking, automatic machine gun. Even if you were going up there because you're like protesting, because of the Area 51 secrecy, if you don't have weapons on you and you don't mean to do harm, what gives them the right to freaking kill you?
To just kill you, because why is it that important for you to hide what you have going on? But I feel the same way about Alaska, that thing that's going on in the ice, especially if when they look and see now right here in the sky, there is like a huge tree that it's not a chemtrail, but you could like a floodlight. It looks like a floodlight, and the reason why it's not coming from the sun because it's projecting up. It's not projecting down. But what is that? It goes all the way through, like we were just talking about it, split in the sky. It literally goes completely through. I'm about to take a picture.
Yeah. It's really interesting stuff. And that's one of the things that I figured we needed to talk about too, because like Jack Parsons was a really good example too of another fishy situation there. You know what I mean? And like they tried to make him out to be like he was a freaking idiot that blew himself up in his laboratory.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. That you don't know what's going to blow you up and you build rockets. I'm not buying. I'm not buying.
It's just complete ridiculous. And like today they do the same thing. They try to discredit and freaking make people freaking look bad. So of course,
they do that to Elon Musk a lot. I even saw an article like his dad said he fears for his life. Not Elon necessarily fears for his life, but his dad is like, man, they need to protect my son. The government's going to try to kill him. He has but then the next few days, there's like an article that says that he's got contracts with the government. But see, so did Nicola. Like other people did as well, you know what I mean, type of thing. Like people, so it's got to. I don't know. I don't like to speak anything over anyone's life. And I feel like Elon doing his best, so I keep my mouth shut in regards.
Well, like with Jack Parsons, they said that he blew himself up, and then they had to, throw all the shit out there about him freaking worshiping with
the devil,
Crowley, and being a devil worshiper and shit. And yesterday on freaking Strangeness, me and you went over freaking, that Ian Forrest. There's nothing there to mention.